All right, you guys, so welcome to the video. It's me, Ciara, aka Ciara in the bonus, and we are here live on Twitch. Make sure y'all drop a follow to the Twitch to pull up to the live streams. I cover all of the beef. We do music reactions, your reactions, commentary. But today I got something a little different for y'all. I've been on my investigator mode. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but there was this situation on Twitter where this account posted called Ebony Prince 2K24 posted some information related to the Kendrick Lamar album, or not album cover, the song cover for Meet the Grams. So I'm gonna take y'all down a rabbit hole here. So buckle up, get a snack. Let me know in the comments what you think as I go through this stuff. So I'm gonna start off by giving a disclaimer. This is all speculation. This is theories. I've kind of combined a bunch of information between factual information and the information that I found. So every piece of detail that I'm going to go over, I tried to find some type of credible source to go along with it to try to make some connections. So a lot of this is really out there, but walk with me. I'm going to try to make it make sense to you guys the way that I'm thinking about it, right? So we don't know anything for sure, but this is really interesting. So I'm trying to dig deep, find some facts within the situation so that I can present it to y'all. I don't have a conclusion. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. I'm just compiling all the information for y'all, and I'm going to show y'all what I see on my end. And I really want all of us to put our brains together to see if we can figure out like what's going on with this stuff, right? So, 20 days ago, this 2 days ago, this account, Ebony Prince 2K24, posted this video. Some of y'all might have seen this, but trust me, we're gonna go deeper than just this video. We're gonna go into the receipts, and they have made probably like 20 plus posts since 2 days ago. So there's a lot more information than what people have put in the videos that came out yesterday or even today. I'm kind of doing the most updated version so y'all can see the other new stuff that they've added along. They're kind of doing some like Riddler stuff. So it's not straightforward, but we're gonna start by watching this video. I got my bestie with me, Yana Pink. Shout out to her, she's in the cut. And we're gonna put our big brains together and see what we could understand about this. So obviously we gotta start with this, right? We gotta start with this. So this video got posted 2 days ago, like I told y'all. So we see, let's point out the details in here. So we see a Panasonic Toughbook laptop, which is a very, very durable laptop. Interesting. I've seen some theories say they think this is Drake's laptop. Now, I don't know what they're basing that off of. I'm going to tell y'all, when a claim has some type of credibility, based on what I've seen with sources, I'm gonna let y'all know. And when it's just completely unsubstantiated and just a theory, I'm gonna let y'all know so we can distinguish those two, right? I don't want to present anything to y'all as fact. So I'm gonna make a clear distinction whenever I bring something up, what type of source or theory we're looking at. So that's just a random theory I saw. I have no reason to believe that. But this was kind of interesting because it really came out of nowhere. So that's some type of durable laptop. Here's a Daily Mail or Daily Eagle, Brooklyn Daily Eagle newspaper, which at the time I'm like, why is that there? And I look and see, okay, he's actually showing the date, or whoever it is showing the date that they recorded this on May 8th, 2024, basically to show us that it's current. So if you look closely, this black, red, and green flag is a copy of the flag that they have in their profile picture. So I think they kind of laid that out behind everything to let us know that it's this person recording. I think that's what I'm thinking. So then we have La Tour on. I don't know what this means, but I know this is the little needle thing that's in Toronto, the thing that Drake was sitting on his Views cover. So something related to Toronto. Oh, the CN Tower. Okay, La Tour CN. So some type of souvenir from a Toronto tower. Quote Renfrew. I'm not sure what that is. Then they bring us to the receipts that Kendrick had on the album cover, right? On the Meet the Grams cover. So it says popular jewelry, Canal Street. This is in New York. 63,147 total. Paid for with an Amex. And then if we kind of like try to get another freeze frame, we can kind of see the name that's on here. Daniel Ferguson, Andrew Daniel Ferguson. Now, I did look that name up the other day, and I can't remember who they said it was. But the date, just look at the dates on this. So it's July 17th, 2023. All right, you see Drake's name on I don't know what, but his name is on it. So maybe someone picked it up for him on his behalf. I don't know. I'm not sure what jewelry this is. If y'all know, I know some people said it's supposed to be the jewelry that was in Drake's Family Matters video. I don't know how true that is. I just read that. I haven't confirmed that. I can't tell what it's for, right? But that's just what some people said. So it's a lot here, y'all. It's a lot here. Buckle up. If you like the content, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And drop a follow to the Twitch. Come through to the stream and let me know that you found me from YouTube so we can chat it up. So obviously, as you see, you guys, he got that shirt that was on the cover of the Meet the Sims. And then we have the Ozempic. So we're zooming in. Pharmacy 90210. All right. So then when we zoom in again, it says Graham Aubrey, that's his name. And then the interesting part here, the doctor that prescribed it, Dr. Farzam Mike Farzam. So that's the guy's name, y'all. So this is actually like real. This is a real prescription. So I think this whole thing, the initial post was to poke holes in Drake's narrative that he fed this information. Because if you said in your lyrics, Drake said in his lyrics, they took a week, they plotted for a week the story about the 11-year-old daughter and the medication for less inflation, right? That's a metaphor for something that makes you lose weight, which would be Ozempic, right? So he's saying in his own song that this is something that he did intentionally to trick Kendrick. Now, my problem with that narrative from Drake, before we even saw any of this video, I was confused because I'm like, if you're taking credit for the Ozempic, you're also taking credit for the Zolpidem or Zolpidime, which is basically, I think, a generic version of like Ambien, or maybe a name brand of Ambien, or which is a sleep medication. Now, the tricky thing with the sleep medication is that is also used as a date rape drug to take advantage of people. So that was the angle I felt like a lot of people weren't really noticing. Everyone's focused on Ozempic, but it's like, why is there a prescription of Ambien? Now, of course, you can say he has sleep problems, whatever. That could very well be true, but I can't ignore it since we have the context of the allegations that Kendrick has made against, right, about victimizing people, things like that. If you're thinking about that type of situation, we got to think about like Diddy. If you look at the documents for Diddy, it's very well known that during his parties, it wasn't just getting people drunk, it was also spiking drinks, right? And that we're gonna circle back to that in particular about the drinks and spiking drinks, because this gets very interesting when we start connecting things to the hotel Drake was staying at on these dates. Okay, stick with me here. Stick with me here. So let's finish the video so we can go to the other stuff. Okay, there's the Maybach glove. Okay, a little zoom in on the receipt. The Maybach glove. Okay, here is his Adderall prescription, which to me, if you were going to plant something, why would you plant all of this other stuff? That's my thing. That doesn't make sense. There's nothing inherently wrong with having an Adderall prescription, right? But what's interesting, let me show y'all about this doctor that prescribed these prescriptions right quick. Let me show y'all this doctor. This is interesting about this doctor, Mike Farsham, who's on these prescriptions. Now, he is a very good doctor. He's a well-known doctor, right? Here's the guy right here. That's the guy right there. Farsham. Now, what's interesting about this guy, a lot of people found out that this is the same doctor. I'm not saying this is or isn't relevant, just add in this layer of information. This is the same doctor that called for Kanye West to be institutionalized, and saying he was having psychic episodes or psychotic episodes or whatever. Hold on, let me pull that up for y'all right quick. That was hella interesting. Look at this. Variety. Leak Kanye West 911 call outlines doctor safety concerns. I don't know how relevant this is, but I just think it's an interesting little tidbit because I was like, what are the odds? I mean, yes, celebrities have the same doctors and stuff, but just an interesting layer of information. Don't let him get any weapons or anything like that to ensure his safety. Okay, so he was basically saying that he was having that episode, and this doctor did call to get Kanye West institutionalized, which you could assume he was managing his medication as well. This is interesting. So then we get a zoom out angle, and I feel like this person is like wanting whoever's watching this OVO Drake to know where they're at because they're clearly in New York. They're clearly in New York. I don't know what reason they put this angle, but it's like to me, I don't know. This looked like a little message saying, "Hey, I'm outside. Where y'all at?" That's what it was given to me. I'm reaching, but now that I give y'all that basic information, the rabbit hole gets deeper. And wait, he said, "Sorry for the hiatus. Emergency house meeting with the elders. Census keep going." What does that mean? What does that mean? Interesting. Anyway, I'm giving you updates as this info comes out. Now, that's just the baseline that we need to get into the rest of the stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and keep down the rabbit hole a little bit further. Now, after they posted that video, they posted another picture of, interestingly enough, a hotel lobby. Now let's look at this picture. It's a lot to take in here, and I was very confused seeing this 2 days ago, and I've tried to really like understand all the little details in the picture. Now, obviously, first thing that stands out is the person that's in the chair, right? I'm like, who is this? What am I looking at? Like, I was so confused. Like, I didn't know if this was a troll picture or whatever, but now I learned that this is actually a journalist that has a physical deformity. I'm not sure, but I do have a little more information for y'all about the journalist, right? But I just want to read this out to you first. Y'all tell me what y'all think they mean by this. So it says, to Mr. Aubrey Graham Drake, may this photo help jog your memory as to where you discarded those items. The issue in your photo should also jog your memory. That part read a little interesting. Issue in the photo should also jog your memory. What did they mean by that? Jimmy Brooks would not have been proud of you that night. Now, that last part is interesting to me, right? Because Jimmy, I believe, is the character that Drake played on Degrassi that was in a wheelchair. Now, obviously, my brain is going to go to, okay, Jimmy Brooks' wheelchair. Only wheelchair type thing I see in the picture is the journalist that's in the chair. But I'm thinking, why would this? I didn't know it was a journalist at the time. So I'm like, why is this person around Drake's OVO people? Because you look closely, you can see this guy right here in an OVO hoodie, sweatshirt, maybe with like a suitcase or something. And I'm like, why would this person, whoever they are, be around Drake's people? But then someone gave me some more information, and I saw that this person has been around other celebrities before. I had no idea. So let's kind of go into him a little bit so y'all can see. Now, what is their name? I forgot. They said Alvarez. Alvarez was the first name. Now look at this, right? Okay. So this guy's apparently a writer for the Daily Eagle. Now take that back to when we looked over here. The Daily Eagle is the article or the newspaper that the person that recorded this video, the initial video, that's the newspaper that they had in the video. So it's clearly, to me, that's a clear connection between this journalist right here, Alvarez, and then newspaper. He's trying to convey something to us with that. So let's go a little deeper, right? Walk with me here. So there's a little clip I saw about Alvarez. Let's see.
This is how I fight celebrities.
So like they had a thing for like running into celebrities all the time and stuff. And I heard they also like some type of activist with something, some form of activism or something.
Gomez, Godzilla, J-Lo, Mark Anthony. I got a notification on my phone. I opened it. This was the defining moment.
Okay, so for any of you guys wondering who that was, that's interesting. That's interesting, right? So let's see. But yeah, his name is Christopher Alvarez, and some people are saying they think Drake is threatening or something happened. I think something happened to this person. I don't know what. Why would a journalist be in the same place as Drake and his team, right? Why? Why would that be the case? Now, what I also want y'all to see, let's go back to Ebony Prince page and try to connect this journalist to what Ebony's talking about. Because if you go to Ebony's page, right? If you go to Ebony's page, they have this right here pinned on their page, May 10th. Bloodline, the game, volume 6. I don't know what Pioneer Larry, Icon Uncle Mike, overall icon Mother Toya, overall icon Father Ben. I don't know what is, if it's a movie. I don't know, right? So someone made a connection between that and a book that's out called The Blood of Tyrants, which is a book about a journalist who uncovers a murder. Keep that tucked in your mind. We're going to circle back to that. We're not going to go into it now, but just keep that idea in your mind. The guy's pinned message is a flyer, what seems to be a flyer of some sort that looks just like a book. Look at the pieces. I mean, I don't think this is a coincidence, chat. Okay, look, hold on to that thought. Hold that thought, right? Hold that thought. Uh-oh. Oh, I'll just leave this here in case we must get to that story tomorrow. The second picture is the one nobody here even knew. Wait. Oh, this is new. Oh, let's not go out of order. Whoa. What's this? Certificate of completion. Mandated reporter training. Identifying, reporting child abuse and maltreatment. Ooh. Okay. We're going to spin back to that. That's new. Let's see. Because I heard that allegedly this Ebony person is supposed to be exposing a video or some type of evidence tomorrow. Wonder, are they even gonna make it tomorrow? Because if any of this is remotely correct and they know remotely what I think they're implying they know, this person is in danger. It seemed like they want some money. They were owed some money. Somebody screwed them out of money somehow. There's a few theories on who this person could be, but I heard it's allegedly a woman. Now walk with me here, walk with me. So back to the journalist, right? So we're getting into the weeds of who the journalist is. So I'm suspicious. Now here's some more information about their journalist. This is their page. Let's see. That's them. You know, that's them with Future, and then here's them at a Drake concert a few years ago, actually, 2018. And that's them with his dad. I don't know. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all where my mind goes. I don't know for sure at all about none of this, but if I'm just looking at this, either this journalist is working with them or they were trying to pressure them into doing something or maybe shaping a narrative of hate, even maybe suppressing the story. That's where my mind goes. So interesting, just interesting. I just want to give y'all all the information so y'all can just have the same information I have, because it's a lot, but like, let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going down the rabbit hole. I want to read y'all all these tweets that they put out. So we got to go back to this picture, right? So this picture, the date, January 22nd, 2023. Interesting date. Apparently Drake had a concert either this day or the next day. Just for context, and this is in New York. This hotel though, we got to talk about this hotel, because once I looked into like what's going on with the hotel and all that, y'all, it gets a little insane. I'm not gonna lie, it gets a little insane. Now, let's keep going. Now, they said you've had many things discarded on your behalf over the years. I wonder if you can remember them all. Dot dot dot. Very cryptic. It's giving the Riddler. Yes, yes, it's giving the Riddler. What else they have? You're blocking my money with your lies, so you have forced me to get it another way. Hmm. Okay, that was yesterday. Push-ups. Really should have kept that to yourself. Dot dot dot. Had you not lied, I would have just waited until you died to sell my goods. So this tells me they had to be someone that either worked at the hotel or worked for Drake or both. Shit, maybe worked for Drake when he was a guest at the hotel. They did say some things that alludes to that narrative a little bit later in the but that's what I'm getting away from it. So maybe the narrative that I found they were combating, like when we go back to that tweet, they at Drake and academics about their narrative saying that they stole the items. So this is basically them trying to prove that they didn't steal the items and that maybe Drake intentionally left them at the hotel or tried to get rid of them at the hotel or something and he didn't claim it, right? And that once you don't claim it for a certain amount of time, I believe hotel people, if there's any hotel workers watching or you're familiar, someone that's a hotel worker said that usually there's like 30 to 90 days where they will hold like a lost item and you have that amount of time to either have it shipped to you, come get it or whatever. And if you don't, then I think the hotel gets to keep it or whoever found the items gets right. So this person's trying to clear their name of being a that being a thief of the items because if it's stolen obviously they can't sell it, so that's what I'm getting at here. Or shit, maybe they left the items so they maybe Drake left the items so they could make some money off of it to cover something up. Who knows? We don't, it could be a bunch of possibilities, but y'all let me know what you right. So then the person spins back to the to zoom in on the date and the time, right? They said two black American men became unemployed at this exact moment and you made an enemy. Dot dot dot. What does they mean by that? So when they posted the initial picture, people were looking at all the other stuff, and I think they really wanted to narrow it down to show us like, hey, this is what you're supposed to be focused on, right? Because if we go back, they said, may this photo help jog your memory as to where you discarded those items. So they're putting an emphasis on where it happened, which we have to go and talk about the hotel. Now, let's keep going because now we're going to go down the rabbit hole of what hotel this was and all the interesting details about this hotel. Now, then they're going to post something else. I don't know what's up with this right here, this artist. But this post right here, it said, how do we know you're not like us? We never come back after we curse out service providers. So that's a little interesting to me. Sounds like maybe Drake was staying at the hotel, got some people fired. I don't know. I, hey, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking certain people that are assholes, you can usually tell because they're the type of person to be rude to customer service people or put their job in jeopardy, so maybe that's where they're going. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Y'all tell me what y'all think they mean by that. So then we get this article posted. Now this where things to me start getting very interesting and very like we're getting warm, like we're getting to something, right? So they post this article. It says rejected teen drinker accused of smear campaign against swanky NYC. It's like bar, restaurant, something. Now, when we go to this, all right, listen to this. So the article that it links to, I don't know if there's other articles about this, but let's go ahead and click the Mark Hotel tab. Let's go down the rabbit hole. So the Mark Hotel is a very, very expensive, exclusive hotel in New York. And Drake was staying here, and you can tell because if you look at the floors, you see that pattern on the floors. That same pattern is in the we go back to, so it's we can clearly establish that this is at the Mark Hotel. So very expensive upscale place. Now, let's look at this, right? So some people, and if you guys have access to find the Epstein Black Book, y'all let me know. But I've seen multiple people cite the redacted pages of the Epstein Black Book, which basically gives names, locations, all that of those type of ring activities, right? So this hotel is listed in the Black Book pages as one of the locations where these type of crazy things, activities, with you know human humans being sold in children, things like that. Now the Mark Hotel right here, y'all see that, right? So these are a bunch of places, right? Yo, what's good, Wax? How we feeling, fam? So here's Drake walking out. We clearly see the journalist there. We clearly see an OVO person there right behind the journalist. Don't know what's going on here. Maybe this is another security. Maybe this is another security. Um, we're just establishing this. Now, this is where it gets interesting. There was that article that we just saw, right? About the teenager who was accused of smearing the hotel. Now, what was he accused of smearing the hotel for? It was this video right here. So, listen to what they say at the last part. So this is Drake walking out the hotel. And we clearly see this is him on July 17th because there is a picture of him. Okay, here's a zoomed in thing of the Epstein Black Book redacted pages. Here's him there again, and then when we get to the article, this is the article about what the teenager is talking about. So here's Drake walking out, and this teenager that they're talking about in this article that they're saying was smearing the hotel and the bar in the hotel is the one Drake's walking out of. Drake, what up, Drake? Now listen to this chant that they're doing. Okay, now that chant right there was, I don't know if this was him or him and his friends or whoever it was, but they said the Mark help Epstein, the Mark help Epstein. Now we clearly just looked at the screenshot of the Epstein redacted files that has the Mark Hotel listed on here as one of the places that these illegal activities happen, right? It gets deep, y'all. Just stay with me. So what's interesting about this is there's I'm actually gonna hold on, let me pull it up. I have a whole big like screenshot that has everything laid out. Hold on, let me see if I hope I still got it pulled up, because if not, it might be GG's. I'm gonna have to go down one of these threads to find that again, honestly. Yeah, it's in one of these threads. I wish I had it pulled up still, because it was a big like window that I had open that had all the stuff connected and laid out together. So if I can find it again, I'm gonna show it to y'all, but I might have might have accidentally exited. Hold on, I think the Ebony person posted again. Someone asked how to make it stop. 5 works. King Kendrick got the number and his team too. as well as a quite riveting email that would send shivers down your spine. Huh? Wait, so they're saying that Kendrick's team knows who they are? Hold on, y'all. Let's just keep explaining this part with without all the other stuff. I appreciate you stopping by, Wax. We're in the middle of going down a rabbit hole. I'm gonna have to refine that again because I organized all these damn tabs together. Oh, actually, I still have it. Boom. Okay. Oh, yeah, we still got to go down this. Okay, now here's what I was saying. Now, back to that receipt, right? The popular jewelry receipt that we saw early on with the video. Remember that receipt we saw? Okay, now here's the confirmation. This was July 17th. July 17th, 23. Where's the date at? Okay, July 17th, 20. So, yeah, 2023. It almost looks like I see it. So here's that, right? And then here is the picture of Drake at the jewelry store on that date. So we see he got that same outfit that he had when walking out the hotel right here. It's the same day. It's the same day, right? So just a little interesting. So building out the context, we're going somewhere with this. So now back to the Mark Hotel, right? Back to the Mark Hotel. All right, that's clearly where this is at. Listen to this article. Back to that teenager that was saying that he was being accused of defaming the Mark Hotel. Let's just go down this article. So it says, rejected underage drinker accused of launching a wild smear campaign against the swanky Mark Hotel in Manhattan, complete with paid protesters. It's Friday. He's now on the wagon. So it says allegedly, mind you, see how they're saying allegedly, but yet they're painting the narrative as if this is just it. They said he was plotting to buy drinks at the hotel with a fake ID, right? So basically, long story short, he said, listen, I was young, there's a whole bunch of things. He said the cocktails he wants, so I sobered up. Okay. So it says the lawsuit is filed against him by the hotel, where it alleges he hired protesters to wave sides accusing the business of reporting pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Well, mind you, he's not the one that came up with that claim. The Black Book is the one that came up with that claim. So how can you sue him for just repeating something he said? Hey, I don't know if they won this case or not. They say he was booted from the hotel in the summer of 2021 when he repeatedly tried to buy drinks, according to the lawsuit. It says that he grew angry and aggressive after he was booted from the hotel in the summer. Oh yeah, my bad. I reread it. I thought I scrolled down. So they did demonstrations, all that. So he says, it says him and his protesters harassed VIP hotel guests such as Drake, July 17th. That's the video we saw. Said nothing against Drake, da 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 da. And he said, hopefully the full truth will come out in my side of the story. That's the best I can say. Now, what's interesting, this article doesn't go into the details that I saw in another article, which I can't find it. I can only find screenshots from that. Now, let me see if I can get it for y'all right quick. I think someone's posted a screenshot of the other part of it, because that was pretty interesting. Because it was saying something about his dad stepping in. And I'm going to tell y'all what it says, but I want to find the actual like screenshot of it for y'all too. Because long story short, basically, the hotel is trying to say that this dude is smearing them, but what his side of the story is, along with his dad, I think they're either suing or countersuing or something. Their side of the story is that this hotel, the Mark Hotel, was trying to fend off foreclosure, right? And by giving drinks or serving drinks to underage teenagers. So that was the ploy by the hotel, was to sell underage drinks to the teenagers to generate more revenue. Now to me that story doesn't make sense. There, it's not that the hotel conspiring to give the underage kids part that doesn't make sense. That makes sense. The part about the hotel's reasoning for it doesn't make sense. Because here's my thing. Um I'm trying to understand, why would they try to generate revenue by serving alcohol to underage kids? That wouldn't make that much money considering how much this hotel costs per night and the upwards cost of the rooms. I believe they said the upward cost is 75,000 a night. I don't think serving extra drinks to underage teenagers would be enough incentive, financial incentive. I don't see that. Like the numbers not making sense. However, what does make sense, what does make sense is, if this hotel, mind you, this is a hotel very rich, fancy, a lot of famous people go here, right? If we're talking about connecting this to the Epstein Black Book thing, okay, let's put two and two together. Rich people go to rich people hotels, right? Elite politicians, entertainers, all every industry, elite people go to expensive hotels. It is a fact that if outside of this, sex work is often done in hotels, right? Like whether that be prostitution or any other type of sex work, hotels are often used as the ground zero for that type of stuff. And a lot of hotels are familiar with that going on, and they allow it to go on because it gives them revenue, right? Even though technically it would be like illegal to allow it, they make they got that's how they make their money. Okay, so let's connect what we know conventional knowledge about how hotels operate with this type of thing and then combine it with this situation. Now, what does make sense to me, not the hotel trying to do this to get revenue, it makes sense if you have a lot of elite wealthy clients who are often on this Diddy Epstein type timing. Hmm, we could actually basically pimp out the underage kids that we're allowing into our bar in our restaurant. We can basically lure them in here by not checking their IDs, right? And then it gives plausible deniability to any of the adult people that come and see them there. Like, oh, this person's attractive. Oh, they're at the bar, they're getting alcohol, so they must be legal, right? It allows like a buffer of plausible deniability for them to be able to say, hey, I didn't know they were underage because they were drinking, right? And then obviously a hotel wouldn't let underage people drink on the record. They wouldn't do that because it's hella illegal. So what would make sense is this hotel is being used as a human trafficking hub for underage kids to be intoxicated and funneled to these people that are staying at the hotels. Now, I'm not saying Drake is or isn't involved in that. I'm just saying in general, that makes sense, right? That makes sense. If we're connecting the Epstein angle, right, which is weird. Even Drake brought up the Epstein angle in his own song, which was weird because Kendrick didn't even bring up Epstein. He said Weinstein. Drake brought up Epstein. And if we're going to go Epstein, let's go all the way Epstein and really try to connect the dots because it's not looking too good for him. If any of these implications or connections are remotely true, this is way deeper than just music, rap, like this is exposing a whole structure of human trafficking. I mean, let's call it what it is. So let's keep going with this theory, right? Let me see if I can find that article. I'm gonna do a quick search for you, all right, quick. If you're liking the video, use this time to leave a like and a comment. Tell me what you think right now in the comments while I try to find this extra article for y'all. Okay, let's see. Boom. Here we go. Now we got some receipts. Video shows NYC team grossly drunk after he was served booze. Now here we go. Let's go down. Okay. So this is the part that wasn't included in the other article. Why do y'all think that is, chat? Why is it two separate articles about this? The other one just basically smeared the guy as being as doing a smear campaign on the hotel. This one actually goes into more details. So it says a swanky Upper East Side hotel repeatedly served alcohol to minors to offset significant losses during the pandemic. An explosive court filing claims. So y'all, this isn't even speculation. It's in the court documents. I didn't even see this. Man, in a video provided by the father of one teen purportedly shows his then 16-year-old son grossly intoxicated at the Mark Hotel. Winthrop, now 19, claims the Mark Street on East Street preyed on teens like him in a bid to fend off foreclosure. The Mark engaged in a scheme to prioritize revenue collection by serving alcohol to underage teenagers. Right? Chat, that does not make sense. You would not make that much money from serving minors alcohol. You just wouldn't. That's not offsetting foreclosure. But what it is a more nefarious reason that they would be doing it. If you're trying to get minors intoxicated so that they can be groomed and taken advantage of, and we're gonna connect this at even another level, right? Because if we're going off of the things that's in the cover, okay, I'm just gonna say that Ambien that was on the video, I'm looking at that sideways. Because if Drake claimed to plant the Ozempic, he didn't claim to plant the Ambien, the Zolpidem. He didn't claim to plant that one or the Adderall. He only talked about the Ozempic, which I thought was interesting because I was like, well, if you said you planted that, I would assume you planted the other two medications, and why would you plant sleeping pills, which is also used as a replacement, a over-the-counter replacement for date grape drugs? Why would you do that? Why would you plant that along with the other stuff that it never made sense? It doesn't make sense. Because then when I'm thinking about it, let's take Drake out of it. Let's just talk about the hotel. If we're saying that this hotel was implicated in the Epstein document, if we're saying that this hotel is confirmed to be accused of serving alcohol to minors on purpose, whatever the reason was, doesn't matter. On purpose, serving alcohol to minors. Hold on, where's that video of him? Let's see the video of him. This is his son. He said the dad submitted this video saying his son was intoxicated. Because I'm gonna take this a step further. Walk with me here. Walk with me. So he's clearly out of it. Now, if we're saying that this is the same type of place that stuff like this goes down, is it crazy to say, just like Diddy parties or all these other places where Diddy was accused of spiking drinks, you know, to take advantage of people at these parties, we'll say, if a elite hotel that serves rich clientele, if you're down bad enough to sell drinks to underage kids, very underage kids, I'm led to believe you might also do some stuff like, I'm not saying the individual person, but I wouldn't put it past them to put something in the drinks of the minors as well. Add a pill to the drinks. And if we're talking about adding a pill or some type of other substance, I'm looking at that damn Ambien that Drake has a prescription for very strangely. I'm looking at that with a side eye. Y'all are gonna call me reaching. I don't care. This is what my brain goes to. If your brain goes somewhere else, that's fine. Tell me what you think. But when I'm looking at that and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking about Diddy and in his documents, them saying that he spiked alcoholic drinks at his parties, take advantage of people. Then when I look at the fact that this hotel is listed in the Epstein Black Book, too much is connecting here. Then when you add the implication of what Kendrick is saying in his music, obviously it's not just about Drake, it's way bigger than him. Drake is just a cog in the machine. He's just one more person that does all this other stuff allegedly, you know? So let's keep going here. I'm trying to paint a picture for y'all. Let me know if it makes sense. You know, if it don't make sense, let me know. But I'm just putting all the information together that I found, y'all. This looks really fishy to me. Now here's Drake. I believe they said this is on July 17th, which is that same date as the jury. Here's Drake walking out. I don't know who this is or who was recording, but look at the, I don't know. It's just suspicious. This guy, I don't know who he is like handing him something. And look at how suspicious he looked. He grabs it and then seems like he's trying to put it in a hoodie pocket, but he realized he don't have a pocket right there. Like he was trying to do something real slick right here. I don't know what it is, but Something about this just look weird. Just look how he's moving. He just looked weird, awkward. And then he looked back at the camera at the end. Hmm. Now this is the same hotel, right? It's the same hotel, y'all. Now I'm just putting it together for y'all. Okay, this is in July. Yeah, they're saying this is in July. Now, you know, when you go back to that tweet, they said, "How do we know you're not like us? We never come back after we curse out the service providers." You know what? I'm looking at this quote a little different now. Not like us. Let's just say conventional wisdom in the black community is if you curse out someone that is a service provider, say you go to a restaurant, if you treat them nasty, you don't want to go back to that same restaurant because they're probably going to have something against you. They might spit in your food. They might do something to try to ruin your experience, right? I think that low key might be what they're hinting at. That, hey, you came here in January, did some weird stuff. It maybe got some people fired because there was that tweet about 2 black men lost their job this day or something like that. So maybe that's what they're getting at because Drake was there 2 separate times at this hotel for 2 separate tour dates. One in January 22nd or the 23rd, and then one on July 17th. So maybe that's what they're getting at. You know, maybe this is one of the disgruntled employees of the hotels or ex-employees. Knows who it is because they clearly had access to get Drake's possession. So they had to work there or know someone that worked there or something, right? So I'm just putting the pieces together for y'all chat. Y'all see? Now look. Let's go to the prescription I was telling y'all about. This is from the same video of this stuff, right? This all this stuff, right? The medications and see this is the opening. All right. So you know, let's zoom in. That I spotted this when Kendrick first put in the cover because I'm like, everyone's on the Ozempic. What about this? It said Ambien zolpidem is usually used for sleep, but it's also used as a date grape drug because its side effects can be amnesia of events that occur while under the influence of zolpidem. It reduces reaction time, impairs mental functioning and judgment, and causes confusion. An ideal scenario for a sexual predator. Now, I'm not saying this, but when I'm listening to Kendrick's lyrics, did he not call Drake a predator in his song? I'm just saying. I'm giving y'all the information. Y'all do with it what y'all will. Okay. So let's speed up here. I want to point out some other things that I found kind of interesting about what this person was saying on their page. I want to just show y'all everything that they put out up to this point. So we've got to the part about the Mark Hotel. We gave y'all the context on that. We explained this. So they said, God's plan. Funny how that works, isn't it? 23 hours ago. I'm not an extortionist or a killer or career killer. I'm a black American capitalist. You have inserted yourself in between me and my money. Move. Humble yourself and tell the truth. Clearly aimed at Drake. Then they said, this is why I tell companies I don't conduct company business on my personal cell phone. But since you're so finicky, they insisted I install WhatsApp. Okay. Maybe someone that tells me maybe they were someone that was working to Drake in some capacity. Then they said subpar service is not in line with the Forbes standards. That's what you pay for. That's said that's what you pay for. Subpar service is not in line with Forbes standards. I remember looking at this, but I don't remember reading this. Huh? What do they mean by that? Not in line with. Maybe the hotel's on the Forbes list or something, and they're saying like, get what you pay for type thing. Why would you think there would be no proof? Okay. Oh, okay. I think I get what they're saying. So they're saying this hotel is basically very luxury. They have things in order, very organized. You know what they say, cross their T's and dot their I's, right? So this, I think, is the person responding to the claims that, oh, how do we know where you got this from? You stole it, da da da. I think this is telling us that this was the stuff that was in the video, the Meet the Grams picture in the video was lost items. These items were lost. It wasn't like they were stolen, because the claim that Drake and academics went with was, oh, these were stolen items from Drake's dad luggage. But this is showing, hey, found item number two. So maybe there was a bunch of found items, and this was just some of them. So that's what I think they're getting at with this. Don't know what they meant about the Kevin Samuels thing. I'm gonna scroll past that. Don't know about this. You know, they said they had a lawyer, Adrian Edwards, that is a real lawyer. Looked her up. Top 100 trial lawyers in the country. She's legit. I guess they're saying they're protected. You want to sue, sue. Now this part was interesting. 1 year, 3 months, 22 days. Those were good men. Ever heard of an Ebony scandal? Well, welcome to the game. Y'all tell me that makes, what is an Ebony scandal? I don't know. Now the only thing that I saw related to Ebony's as I went through the rabbit hole, it was saying something about ballroom culture, which is like, you know, underground, the LGBTQIA plus like dance clubs, things like that. So maybe something to do with some type of interaction with that community or that scene. I don't know who or what's being implicated with that, but I'm just telling y'all what I saw. That is a real thing. The Ebony something is it's a real thing with the underground scene, and I think there's some other stuff there. They said better humans have left far more valuable things, and the process remains the same. Get a call, email, or text about lost items. Either pick up, shipment, or disposal is arranged. So this leads me to believe once again this is someone that maybe works at a hotel. Now they had this name Mariska, and I couldn't read the last one, but they end up saying that this is Mariska Hargitay, who is a famous actress, which I don't know if it's intentional, but if you guys know Law and Order, she was the one on Law and Order SVU. Was one of the officers in Law and Order SVU. How important that is, but SVU is sexual what's it called, special victims unit, where they focus on like, you know, sexual crimes committed against people. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know. They also said her birthday was January 23rd, so some people's theories, this is just a theory, maybe she had a birthday party at the hotel and she lost the item, who knows, right? But basically what they're getting across in this message is that, hey, you're saying these things I have were stolen, they're actually not stolen, and because you're saying they're stolen, you're messing with my money because I can't sell a stolen item. They're like, hey, I'm trying to show you that this is the process of when something is lost or left at a hotel. You have the opportunity to call, you know, get a call, email, or text about it. So if you didn't respond to those messages, you clearly didn't want it. You essentially left it there to the point where it wouldn't be technically your possession anymore and anyone could take it, right? So that's what I think they're getting across. The Mariska angle, not too sure where we going with that. Something to think about. So then they say, your teams are applying pressure. I can't lie. Big ups to Mr. Allen and the Jamaican connection. He told me a few more crawled through that hole in Jamaica. But in the House of Ebony, we use pressure to make diamonds in the form of legends, icons, and pioneers. Interesting. So Jacumba, I looked that up. It's some area in Cali, I think. But I heard it's also like a, here's this part, San Diego, Fox 5 San Diego. Jacumba, a village for sexually violent predators. Or two articles years ago. This article says the placement of yet another sexually violent predator to the Jacumba community was approved on Tuesday. So what, do they go send them all there and isolate them like jail or something? I don't know. But that's all I found on it. Y'all let me know if y'all find anything else about it. But I did think that was pretty interesting. They said big ups to Mr. Allen, the Jamaican connection. I believe what did they say academic's name was? I can't remember. It was like Leonard something, but his last name is Allen. So they're saying they're talking about academics. Because
Livingston.
academics is what is his name?
Livingston.
Livingston, that's his first name.
Yeah.
Livingston Allen, maybe I don't know if that's his name, but they said he's Jamaican, so maybe that's who he's talking about. But interesting. Now they brought up Michael
Interesting
K.
about that
Williams.
hole. It reminds like a tunnel almost. I don't know. with the hole in Kakumba. That's very interesting. Very specific too.
Yeah, I don't know. Yo, what's good,
Me
Octay?
neither.
So this part about Michael K. Williams, not sure. They said he died from a heroin laced or some type of he got heroin that was laced with something from a drug dealer and died. Now they said this guy was a ballroom, connecting it back to the Ebony ballroom, LGBTQIA plus, you know, underground scene of dancers and stuff. People actually recently discovered that he was one of the ballroom dancers back in the day. So to me, I'm noticing a trend with this Ebony thing, but hold on, the plot thickens. The plot thickens because we're not even all the way there. Okay, they said 48 laws of power. This is why we must always treat each other nicely. You never know with whom you're dealing. Okay, it sounds real spooky, real threatening. So then they said, rest in peace, our godfather, Mr. Damian Michael, aka Jihad Ebony. That Ebony name keeps popping up. May both your families smile on this Mother Day. Then they posted an article about this guy getting hacked up. Basically, they deleted this guy. And it seemed like it might have been a hit. So let's go down the rabbit hole of Damien, this Damien guy, because I found a couple interesting information about him. So basically, this guy was in New York and moved to San Diego within the year where he got uh killed by someone. So they said Damien Michael was killed in his home. Uh, saw him on the floor in a pool of blood, and somebody had killed him. I don't know how somebody could do something like that. He was the kindest soul in the world. So he didn't show up. He had a bad feeling. Let's see. They're investigating. They've been working to bring justice to the victim. All that. So they said the sheriff's department has not released information on a suspect or motive, but I did end up finding this piece of information that said they asked who's Joshua Thomas Vaden and why does he have a sex offender charge? I don't know. So this is the guy that they end up finding in connection with the Damien guy. So this is from the San Diego Union Tribune. They said Joshua Thomas Vaden, 30, is wanted in connection with the slaying of 49-year-old Damian Michael, who was found dead April 14th inside a South Sacramento home. Investigators said Michael died from a violent assault. He's wanted on a homicide warrant. Okay. Said he might have also stole his car, but information about this guy, the guy who's wanted for, packing that Damien guy up, it says this guy, Vaden, has a prior arrest record for robbery, carjacking, lewd, and lascivious acts with a child, which I looked that up, which basically is a fancy way of saying highly inappropriate behavior and interactions with a child. It says failure to register as a sex offender, battery, vehicle theft, and resisting officers. Vaden also had gang affiliations. They said he is known to have fled to the Los Angeles or San Diego border area. Okay. This person is saying House of Ebony is a trans model dance ball. Hey, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Hey, maybe it is. And wouldn't that, if we're gonna reach right and say that's true, because it's clearly something related to that community of people. We don't know who's all included. There's all types of people that do the ballroom stuff, right? But I would assume trans people are included in that, right? So let's think back to that line that Kendrick said. He said, "We hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse those with real women." Now, my theory, he was talking about the underage girls, which I still think he was talking about the underage girls. Some people's theory at the time was, oh, is he talking about trans women? Well, I mean, for this person to be going on this whole rant about Drake and talking about Ebony this, Ebony that, and then this clearly has some type of connection to the Ebony underground ballroom scene, right? Then we got the Michael K. Williams, who was a part of the ballroom scene. He was a ballroom dancer, and was, I'm not gonna say he's gay. I don't know what his sexuality was, but he clearly was within the community to some extent, right? So when you start connecting all that, well, when people either get caught up or could potentially expose someone for their interactions with a trans person or a gay person, we know that can lead to very violent things. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened in this case, but I am saying that those type of things can happen. If you witness someone that it portrays themselves as straight doing some type of homosexual activity or interacting with a trans person, to them, they a lot of people will kill over that. I'm not saying that's what this is, but I am saying that maybe somewhere in here that could be a factor, or maybe not Drake, but maybe some of the people that have gotten deleted in this whole. So that's the little rabbit hole about Damien. Don't know too much about him, but I did want to dig into why they were posting him. And I thought the part saying he moved from New York to San Diego within the same year where he got killed was interesting because all this other stuff related to Drake is happening in New York. Who knows? Maybe they called him Ebony. Maybe he was a part of the underground scene too. Maybe Ebony is how they identify people that's in that scene. That's what I'm thinking. Like, so then we have this right here. This is where it gets really fucking interesting. Okay. This is where the real interesting part hits. Now, they said, you made history that night, brother. And I'm assuming he's talking about the Damien guy because that's his stage name, I guess, right here. Jihad Ebony, right there. And you see that's the guy that we saw got killed in the article before, right? So then they said, and hey, Miss Lisa Ray Ebony, I'm assuming that's who this is right here. You see, there are a great many Ebonies in your industry, most industries actually. Now, when I'm looking at this looks like a runway, right? It looks like some type of runway. Looks like someone's clapping, you know, walk, whatever. Okay, interesting, interesting. Now, Lisa Ray, y'all, that is a famous actor. Now, let me take y'all down that rabbit hole, okay? Walk with me here. Now, I went to Reddit and they said, look at who she was married to. Look at who one of her partners was. And it has some connection to the Turks and Caicos. Now, let's go in the Turks and Caicos rabbit hole. Because this, to me, is probably one of the more interesting parts. Because it's like he's really, whoever this person, she or he, is really giving us little nuggets and we really got to dig into it. And I've done all that, okay? I've done that. So here's the Reddit post I looked into, right? So they said, guess who she's married to in their Turks and Caicos connection. All right, now look. Here we go. So we see this, right? Now, Lisa Ray McCoy, I thought it was interesting that they called her Lisa Ray Ebony. Lisa Ray Ebony, right? Now, I looked at her spouses, right? Tony Martin, Michael Missick, and Kendrick Pace. Okay, now I was like, okay, which one of these people was it? So I looked into this Michael Missick guy. And apparently it says he's a Turks and Caicos Islander politician, was the seventh chief minister of the Turks and Caicos Islands from August 15th, 2003 to August 9th, 2006. I don't know why they got the date like that. And it says was the first premier of the Turks and Caicos Island. So I was like, I'm assuming maybe that's like their version of a president or governor or something. I think that's safe to assume. So I'm like, okay, Turks and Caicos, Turks and Caicos, what is going on? Turks and Caicos. Now I told y'all I looked the guy up. This is him. This is him. Okay, you see, it's not just Wikipedia. It's, you know, this guy is established, right? Minister of Tourism, chief minister. Okay, now Turks and Caicos is so interesting because did Kendrick Lamar not mentioned in the song Meet the Grams? He said something about your daddy should be with you, but he's out in Turks popping perks and paying for sex or whatever, right? Now, paying for sex, nothing, okay, I would say nothing inherently wrong with that, but it is illegal a lot of places, which is why some people might have to go out of the country to pay for sex. Now, it's not just paying for sex on the surface level. Let's actually get into the details of Turks and Caicos and how much they're affiliated with human trafficking and child trafficking violations, which I found an actual website that specializes in this type of thing. Freedom United lists in modern slavery together. So this is clearly an organization with a vested interest in stopping human and sex trafficking. And I thought this was interesting. Now, is everyone that's going to Turks and Caicos engaging in this? I don't think so, but we can't ignore the reality of what this island or area is connected to. So let's read. This is July 17th, 2017. What are the odds? What are the odds this article is also posted on July 17th? With as many times as we've seen that number, I just noticed that. Not saying it means anything, it's just kind of funny. So it says the US has accused the Turks and Caicos Island of being a destination, a quote, a destination for men, women, and children subjected to sex trafficking and forced labor. This is actually the third consecutive year that the Trafficking in Persons report from the US State Department reported the Turks and Caicos Island and Bermuda to be the only two British overseas territories in the Caribbean where sex trafficking and forced labor is a major issue. Though also listed were a few other Caribbean countries like Barbados, the Bahamas, and Jamaica, because they, quote, do not fully meet the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking. Interesting, right, chat? Interesting, interesting. Now, I'm just gonna throw this little story in here that I saw the other week. Now, I wasn't really looking too far into this because I didn't have any details on the girl. I move my leg up. There we go. So there's this girl. Y'all look into this girl on Instagram called Flacita. Flacita. Now, I saw someone in a Twitter thread, talking about how Drake had some lyrics in his song about a girl. Hold on, boom, 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 boom. Here we go. TMZ. I don't even gotta tell the story for y'all. Y'all can see it yourself. Now, this person in the thread alleged that this Flacita girl is was underage, and this is one of Drake's favorite girls in the when he goes to Turks and Caicos. I don't know though. I have no real solid information. And what's interesting about this article that I want to talk about before, the part they acknowledge in this article is that a lot of times even family will basically pimp out their kids for the human and sex trafficking because of how poor they are. Obviously not a good excuse, but I'm saying that that is something that is acknowledged in this State Department report about Turks and Caicos. So just something to keep in mind. So when all these rich people are going to this island, when we see the trend, rich, powerful people often do weird stuff with human trafficking and underage kids, and then you see, this island is a hub for human trafficking and underage kids, and the people are so poor that actually live there, not the rich people, the people that either they travel there, they get sent there, maybe they send their kids there, whatever, because all these rich people are there. So like, it's just look at this, okay? I don't have nothing solid about this girl, but this is just me connecting a story I saw last week unrelated to this, and now realizing like, oh shoot, this is the same place that they're talking about here. Yo, what's good, Harlem? How we feeling, bro? Welcome home. Her name is she's a bartender named Flacca. Hold on, I'm recording Harlem. It's a bartender named Flacita or whatever, and he's mentioned her in his songs, right? I don't know what her age is. I don't know. And who knows, maybe she's of legal age now, but this man been going to Turks and Caicos for how long? And if we look at how he been texting Millie Bobby Brown and all these other underage girls, for all I know, he could be going out there to do who knows what with her when she was whatever age, right? Because if Drake has had money, he's been going to Turks and Caicos for years. So however old this girl is, she's young. We know that much, right? I think this is the girl right here. So chat, when you start putting together the factual information with this, why is it so many connections with places that Drake is at, like where we have evidence he's at, people he's around? Why is it so much evidence of some shady sex ring, human trafficking, child trafficking? Why does that keep being the fucking connection between all this shit, chat? Like, I think people gotta really take Kendrick serious when it comes to this stuff, because he's not getting this out of nowhere. There's no coincidence that this Ebony person, that whose shit we're looking at, all this shit connect to the same stuff. How the fuck this person mentioned Lisa Ray, right? The actress. What does she have to do with it? Well, they got a picture of her being at this event that they were talking about. And then, like the Reddit person said, look at who she was married to. Why was she married to the president of the Turks and Caicos? Where Turks and Caicos is one of the main hubs for human and child trafficking. Why is that? Why is that, Chad? That it doesn't. I don't think these are coincidences, and I think if you convince yourself that they are, you're just kind of delusional or don't want to believe it, which I respect. Just say you don't want to believe it. Say I don't want to believe it. I respect that. But don't sit here and act like this stuff is just like some grand like conspiracy and it makes no sense. This stuff is lining up way too much, chat. If we already know this happened with Epstein, why do people put it past any one artist? Why is it that it's like, oh my god, it can't be this person? Why? It's consistent. Like even Drake's logic in his own song was so dumb. Oh, I'm too famous to be a pedophile. I would have got caught already. What? No, that's literally the fucking hallmark of all of these people is that they don't get caught. So let's keep reading this credible source. You know, this is not opinion, this is not a journal entry. This is citing the United States State Department information, right? Okay, let's see. Let's walk with me here. The US State Department said regarding the Turks and Caicos, quote, according to local experts, the large populations of migrants from Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Jamaica are vulnerable to sex trafficking and forced labor, with stateless children and adolescents especially at risk. Local stakeholders, including law enforcement officials, have reported specific knowledge of sex trafficking occurring in bars, in bars, in bars. Do y'all see where the man is at? The man is at a bar. I'm not saying he's guilty, but I'm just pointing this shit out, bro. I'm just pointing this shit out. They're literally telling us in the article with information from the State Department where this stuff happened, and then we just see this nigga at a bar. I'm just saying, you're not guilty if you go to a bar. You're not. You're not. Tell me I'm reaching. But if you can read what I'm reading and put two and two together, tell me why he would be an exception to this. What about him makes him an exception? Why would I, what information do I have to believe that? When I look at his behavior, when I look at the lyrics in his songs, when I look at the video evidence of how he interacts with minors on the stage, that tells me everything I need to know. And then you frequent this place all the time? Come on, man. Let's put two and two together. Let's keep reading, y'all. So it says, okay. Law enforcement officials have reported specific knowledge of sex trafficking occurring in bars and brothels and noted trafficking-related complicity by some local government officials. Now think about that. What government official did we just stumble upon from this Ebony person's tweet? We went to Lisa Ray, who's an actress, Hollywood, black lady. We looked at her husband. Her husband was this guy, Michael, what's his name? Michael Missick, the damn president or chief minister of Turks and Caicos. Interesting. Right? Now, when you start putting the information, like the Ebony person is leading us somewhere. They leading us somewhere. You just gotta dig for this shit. So then they said the government did not report any updates on anti-trafficking legislation. I wonder why, guys. I wonder why. Maybe it's because their whole economy hinges on the human trafficking. Come on, y'all, put two and two together. When all these famous people come, they bring them, their friends, they're all paying for the sex work and for the human trafficking, they're paying for the services, whatever. And because there's a bunch of poor immigrants getting imported to this island, they're being taken advantage of, bro. They're being, and they clearly told y'all, the kids are included. It's not, oh, it's just adults, oh, they make their choice. No, nigga, they're funneling the kids over there too. These people are sick, bro. These people are fucking sick. But the government did not report any updates on anti-trafficking, which was introduced in 2012, some type of legislation. So it says, penalties under the proposed legislation include up to 10 years imprisonment. Since the government did not report protection or prevention efforts, basically, long story short, the government hasn't actually made any significant legislation on preventing or penalizing people for the human trafficking. I wonder why. It's almost like it's a part of their economy. It's almost like it's their entire economy. So, okay, let's see the absence limit. Okay, so that's the information that I wanted to leave y'all with. That's pretty much painting the picture. Now the last thing I have is a deeper rabbit hole, which we can go down. But bestie, now that I laid out everything for you, what do you think? What do you think? 'Cause it's a lot, but
Um, it's a lot, but I feel like it's making sense, especially like the whole Turks and Caicos thing, because Drake has mentioned Turks in a few of his songs. And what I think is most interesting is this ballroom,
right.
like direction is going.
hmm
Because like anytime I hear house of, I'm automatically gonna think about ballroom culture. Because that's like
And then
where
think about it,
house.
right? Think about it. The nigga Drake released a whole house album.
Yes, he did.
So like it's making it look even more
Right.
huh, like
Hmm.
why now mind you, be clear, we're not saying there's anything wrong with ballroom culture being
Right.
LGBTQ plus, like
Not
that's
at
not even
all.
where we're going with it. It's
Mm-mm.
just interesting because like I said, think about what Kendrick said. He called Drake a beard.
Yeah.
He called him a beard. He said he
Yeah.
thinks he's a bad bitch. Who else thinks they're bad bitches? People who are in ballroom culture.
Yes, because they are bad bitches, very much
Right.
so. Very
Right.
much so. No. Yeah,
Exactly.
interesting,
And then
interesting,
you think
interesting.
about his house
That's
music
what
that
I.
remember how everyone was
Mhm,
saying, "Oh, Drake
mhm,
made an album for the gay niggas or for the
yeah,
voguing people,
mhm,
the people that vogue and the
mhm,
trans remember that?
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
the so
yeah.
it makes it
And the
look
way
like,
he and
huh?
even the way he put it out was like, "Here, damn," like it wasn't like it wasn't something he was like
Yeah, he
proud
wasn't
to put
promoting.
out.
Yeah.
He even named it. Honestly, never mind. Like, oh, here,
Right. Exactly.
like don't pay no attention to it.
Mhm.
Which makes me wonder, like, did he intentionally drop it when the same time Beyonce did because he knew it would be under the radar. People wouldn't really pay much attention to it. Like, oh, like, yeah,
Mm.
here you go. Like, don't pay attention to it because
Oh,
it
like
came and
because you know
hit.
they know when each other is releasing albums and right.
Yeah,
Wait,
hell
so you're
yeah.
saying his
They
album
know.
came out in the same season as Renaissance?
Yeah,
Oh, it did?
he
It's been
dropped it
so
like
long.
2 weeks after. Hmm.
Oh, oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You onto something.
Hmm.
Because if Beyonce does it first, then the most people are gonna say
Hmm.
is, "Oh,
And
you
so
copy Beyonce." They're not
that and
gonna
that's all
say
people said.
right. It's not gonna be like, "Oh,
Mhm.
like yeah, there was people trolling about it
Mhm.
being for gay people," but like that wasn't most of the narrative though. It was like, "Oh,
Right.
well, their culture is shifting to reclaiming black music." They end up spinning the
Yeah.
narrative like that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
mm, bestie, this is crazy. Anything else?
Interesting.
Anything else stand out to you? I've been doing this research for a couple of days now, and this is everything I
Well,
got, y'all.
honestly, I like the way you're putting it together. I'm curious, like the angle of like the person, like either being like at the hotel or like
The Ebony
being part of the
person.
ballroom culture.
Oh, let me read you what
With
else they said, cause I
because
think
it's Ebony Prince. Yeah, yeah,
right, right. Okay, let me
yeah.
read you the other part that made me think. Like they said, almost like this person was one of Drake's favorite people to work with them when he was there. I don't know. Look, okay, let me read it to you, and maybe you tell me what it sounds like. So it said, uh. To be honest, I thought you were gonna at least say you were mistaken by now, but okay, I only wanted to go with the story most know about because dot dot dot. Well, you know dot dot dot. Okay, interesting. They said, does the rabbit hole need to go deeper? I've only unzipped a small part of my knapsack. Mind y'all, this is 12 hours ago. Said tune in later. Dot dot dot. I don't know what this is about. They said, now where were we? July 2023, right? Hey Cece, do you love me? Now Cece, clearly Canadian. All right. When I hear CC, you know who I think about. That the producer girl we saw, the little CC, where she was
Mm,
the one where she was saying Drake was following her
yeah.
since she was 16.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know if that's what she's talking about, but that producer did end up producing a song for Drake called "Money in the Grave," and she innocently, told the story about how she met Drake and how he had been following her since she was 16 because he found her through her friend's basketball team or something like that. Now hold on,
Mm-hmm.
let me pull up that video right quick because I know some of y'all haven't seen it. So I'm gonna pull up that quote tweet so because I saw someone post a little clip. But basically, let me keep reading it while I look for it. So it said, "You should do better investigating yourself. How could this be, Larry? Left NYC in the 90s and lives in Texas, yet he simultaneously worked at 77th Street for 2 years. Don't know who he's talking about. Don't know who Larry is. Some people are speculating this just theory. I have no idea. I don't believe this, but they're saying Larry's the name of one of Drake's uncles or something, and he was like a artist or a producer or something like that. So let me bookmark this so I can show y'all the video of the little CC girl.
Somebody working on the street sounds like a
What?
streetwalker, if you will.
What you
He
mean?
worked on. It says he simultaneously worked on 77th Street for 2 years. Somebody worked on the
Interesting.
street. Sounds like
On
a
the
street.
street, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
You're
don't sound
right.
like a yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's a New Yorker thing because I know they'll be like, "Oh, I'm on Broad Avenue," like something like that.
Oh.
I don't. I think you're onto something, but I'm just saying that's the only other
Wait, run that
explanation I
back.
could think of. It's just a way that people talk sometimes. They'll say, "Oh, I'm on Broad Avenue. I'm on this street." It could just be different regional way of
Oh, okay.
talking, but it also could be them saying, "Oh, they were literally working on the street, like on some prostitute shit." It could be.
Mm.
Who knows? Who knows? Where is that clip of Lil CC at? But this is so interesting when you start connecting all of this together, child. And the 77th Street is the address for the Mark Hotel, by the way. That's the address for the hotel. So, damn it, I can't find a little CC video. Do y'all hiding a little CC video? Ain't no way. Anyway, let's keep going. If I find it, I'll pull it up for y'all. So then they said, and now for the NYPD verifiable portion of the story. I was almost arrested while at work for reasons regarding your accommodations. So that tells us that they were working there, I'm assuming. They said NYPD officer Viola received a CCRB complaint, which is like a citizen's complaint about the police department, in hearing regarding keeping you from said protesters. Now, what protesters? Revisit those protesters we were looking at earlier. Remember when I showed y'all the hotel and how the protesters were chanting outside and they were saying, "Mark helped Epstein"? Remember this? So I'm guessing he filed a complaint to the police department saying that maybe he wasn't protected enough or whatever the hell. No, go back to this. Listen to the chant. And remember, the person that accused of saying this is the teenager who we looked at before that was saying that the the hotel was giving alcohol to underage minors. So keep in mind, this is the same person. So it's interesting that we're circling back to that again. Mind you, the Ebony person didn't even mention that. He mentioned the teenager, they mentioned the teenager in the article about them saying that he was doing a smear campaign in the hotel, but they didn't actually give us the details about the chant. We had to kind of find that. So then it said, "Do you ever see Larry there?" I still don't know who Larry is, but okay. Now then they posted this video. They posted this video 6 hours ago. They said, "I've stood next to you in the rain to keep the pops and fanatics away. I became, quote, essential during your stays, having to cancel vacations and all to ensure things like this didn't happen." Now, what is that? What do you
Like a security guard?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like that's what it sounded like to me. Or like a handler or something, or some shit like that.
Girl tries running
So they said this is one of the things outside the hotel.
at Drake.
So it's not that serious. Hmm.
Yo, what the fuck is wrong with
Girl,
you?
get up. You ruined it for everybody. Okay, now interesting. What I mean, bestie, I'm taking away the same thing as you. Bodyguard, handler, something. And
Bodyguard,
what's
I'm
interesting,
guessing.
why is there always somebody recording in these
Him
situations?
at this. They're always recording him at the hotel.
Oh, did I show
Mhm.
you the clip of him walking out? The one he was looking real weird. This is
Oh
him walking
yeah, I
out.
saw that one
This one was just
earlier.
looking suspicious because, like, what did he
They're
hand off
always
to him?
recording him.
Right, and then he looked at the camera at the end. Like, I mean, I guess he's Drake, right? So someone's always gonna have a camera, but damn.
That's a good way to play it off. Like, oh hey, how you doing? Mhm.
Right. Type shit. Now, okay, we're just going with whatever they're saying. So 1 hour ago, they said sorry for the hiatus. Emergency meeting with the elders. The consensus keep going. Whoever they're connected to, I guess they're saying they had a meeting and they said keep leaking this shit. Maybe the elders. Who's the elders? Is it Drake people? Is it Top? Is it their side of stuff? I mean, who's the elders? We don't know. So they're saying keep going. Now, then they posted this. Don't know what this is at all. It said, I'll just leave these here in case we must go get that story tomorrow. That second picture is the one nobody there even knew. Hmm. Now, what is this? I have no idea what this is a picture of. I don't know who this is. It's clearly in New York. That's all. I'm gonna look at the quote tweets. Let's see if anybody figured anything out. But the second picture is certificate of completion, mandated reporter training, identifying and reporting child abuse and maltreatment. Okay. I don't know. That's something they're going somewhere. So we're literally that's as caught up as we are right now. They said, now back to the story. Someone asked how to make it stop. 5 words. King Kendrick got the number and his team too, as well as a quite riveting email that would send shivers down your spine. But where they're going with that, they're back on their Riddler shit. I guess we couldn't get them talking straightforward for too long. Now,
Uh, um, mm. Are they verified on Twitter?
they could be. They don't
No.
have a check, but they could be. You
Mm.
can hide your check.
It's just so interesting the way they're talking about it all.
They trying
Cause
to get
it's
their
like,
bag.
oh, see, girl.
Hey,
It's like,
because when you
my
say the items are
God.
stolen, when you say the items are stolen, he can't sell it.
Okay.
So it's like whatever plan they had to run up a bag off of that maybe got spoiled by when Drake put out the narrative that it was stolen stuff rather than what it actually was, which was claimed stuff after he left it in Lost and Found. So he clearly didn't want it. Because like they said before, there's multiple calls, emails, texts, etc. sent to you to
Mm-hmm.
retrieve your stuff for months. So if you didn't
But
get it,
wait,
that means you didn't want it.
if it was stolen, wouldn't they have to blame a specific person though?
It would be whoever this account is.
But no, what I'm saying is like for this nigga to come out with all of this riddle shit, right? It has to be a specific person that Drake exactly knows who it is, and he blamed like, or he mentioned Cuz name, like, hey, no, it was this nigga that did woo woo, like, I mean,
Mm-mm.
do that make sense? Or
I don't know. I don't know who it is. I don't know
no?
who they
Okay, so like
know. I don't know.
that's like okay, all three of us is in here, right? Yeah, Yana said that I took some. Yana know I took it. You don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? In this situation, you know what I'm saying? We don't know who actually took like I mean, yeah, the nigga lied and said that somebody stole it, but like according to the factuals, this nigga lost it. Dude got put in the lost and found. This is GG's, like somebody else claim it type shit. But like what I'm saying is it has to be somebody that's actually catching blame for it. They just not speaking on a name.
Wait, reading rap said animal abuse. Reading rap. We've been talking about this. We've been talking about the animal shit for like a week, pretty much. I'm already sold on the animal shit. I already told y'all that's why Kendrick keep mentioning the dog stuff. New audio. All right, but let me finish this. So that's pretty much all we got for now. That's all the information. Y'all do with the information what y'all will. I collected everything I could. That's where we are for now. They haven't updated it. If they update it, I'll put another video out. But make sure you leave a like, comment, sub. Follow the Twitch. The link's pinned in the comments. But that's it. Me and the Riddler are out. Yeah, this shit is fucking